Party people, yeah, we cause a ruckus. We still show up to the scene because we might do some dumb shit. Am I still a misfit? Bringing the hardstyle with the roughness and taking you on a wild ride to planet Buckness. Alright, party people, it is the Buckness back again, doing this thing, this time with my Audeze fill in the blank, LCD-1s. Last video, I had the Hi-Fi Man Sundaras, which I still have on my desk. You can already see the comparison of the size of these drivers. Based on looks can be deceiving. However, you can guesstimate already ahead of time. I've been using these for about 3 months now. And they are super damn comfy, man. But, no, there is no buts. They're damn comfy. They are a lot smaller than I had initially anticipated them being, having seen their LCD-2 and listening to their LCD-3 some odd years back, that they would show up like this out of the box. However, there are several things that I noticed with these pretty much right away. When I first listened to these songs, noted in the last video, Headhunters, Hunter and the Prey, Audio Freak Lose Control 5.0, and my remix of Wildstyle's Keep Your Head Up, that, one, vocals seem to shine out of these. I mean, there's just some sort of awesome magic breathiness that, you know, the mix down, if it's good, if the mix down is good, the mix will sound good. If the mix sounds bad, your mix will sound bad. So these are quite revealing in the sense that they're honest, you know? They're not the best sounding headphones. They're not supposed to be. Mixing headphones are not supposed to exactly be lush and beautiful and serene and pretty and that shit, you know? These are an awesome tool that I used. You know, going back and listening to these out of enjoyment, you know, especially with hardstyle, man. So, it's kind of, it's a mixed bag. You know, and if you're mixing on monitors, where low end may be more or less apparent based on your room and your acoustic treatment and your reflections and your peaks and nulls, that you got to do your own homework on. But I have noticed that, you know, if there is a good sub bass mix, the sub bass will be apparent, you know? It's not going to be overbloating, you know, fucking nasty, ripping, just surround your head with sub like the Sundaras kind of do, you know? And I'm not saying that like they're so bassy, but they are the most bass heavy headphone can next to the DT770s, which I personally would stay away from those. For mixing of any kind, even for listening of any kind, I did not enjoy those at all. These will give you an accurate response, honestly. Maybe not flat, never said flat, I said accurate and honest. Now if I go into more detail on that, things that stood out to me the most when I was mixing other tracks on these headphones as well, is that from the about 1K to 3K, you could seriously hear some serious resonances if they existed. And if you can make that region sound clean, you might be in luck so far in a good mix. Kick drums will be separated quite well. You know, that lower mids and the snares and stuff like that, I couldn't really, I thought they took a lot more of the soundstage than I really had, than I could work with. So it's, and truthfully, snare, lower mids and stuff like that, that's kind of a, you gotta DIY on that one. You gotta do your own homework on that one, really. And basically what I mean by that is, depending on the rest of your mix, how those will fit in, if it's even necessary in certain areas of the song. Now, background sounds and volume levels, especially for, I'll say the word hidden sounds or not as forward sounds, like reverbs, reverse reverb effects, little background effect type of noises that you decide to produce or create. You will be able to hear the detail in them, or I was able to hear the detail in them a lot more with these than I were with the Sundaras. I mean, I think given the nature because of the driver size, I guess those would almost be a darker can, the Hi-Fi Man Sundaras. And the high frequencies seem to be fairly balanced. I think maybe there'd been a little bit of a upside down trapezoid frequency response style of hearing based on my own ears, on my own experience on the Sundaras, and these definitely have a little more clarity from that, 1 to 8K region. And really, after hearing, a few well mixed tracks, if a track does have good sub bass, it will be apparent. If the sub bass in your track is fucking weird on these headphones, it's probably going to be fucking weird in anything else. Especially your car, which usually has shitty sound systems. Using these as a tool, plus they're lightweight, man. They're small and compact. You fold these sideways, boom, fit them in your bag, you're on the go. The connection to these, they're 1/8 inch jacks. They don't snap in as well as the Sundaras do, but hey, man, they have a little more reinforcement at the connection to where if you're not grabbing right at the connector, you can feel a little more lenient about grabbing on the outside of it, without, if you're in a rush, whatever. I do like the nylon cable. I personally like nylon cable just for the feel of it, and the rubber just seems to me that it would stretch or break or grab onto something, if you're not properly storing them. Guilty. Unlike the Sundaras, these have a straight connection. They do not have a screw point, as I don't think these are threaded either, so we have both of them are not threaded. I guess the good thing is that the fact that these 1/8 inch connections are, 1/8 inch connections and not proprietary. Like Sennheiser. Sorry, did I say that loud? All in good fun, man. Sennheiser makes good stuff. You don't have to worry as much about replacing them. I mean, they're light, man. The wiggle on them is cool. I really don't care much for the plastic, it doesn't bother me so much because it seems fairly strong. One little nick never made your headphones sound shitty. Life's hard. The imaging and separation on these, the separation of instruments is, I like them more on these. However, the detail is, I guess the nature of these headphones are a little more breathy, airy, but it's controlled. And like I said, vocals will sound sweet on these if they sound good, and if they don't sound good, they'll probably sound muddy or crumply, or just get them to sound good, man. If they sound like they will give you goosebumps, then you might be onto something. And I think these new, roughly, on a good day, $300. On your average day, $350. So they're about the same price, man. I mean, and if you know Audeze, they've been around for a while. So is Hi-Fi Man. And, both of them are no slouches, dude. I guess it's kind of just like pick your poison. I think I do like the low end on those a little more in terms of being able to decipher low mids, that 100 to 250, 300 hertz maybe, I do really appreciate these for treble response, upper mids, and small details, and the travel compactness, man. I mean, these are awesome. Anyhow, these are my Audeze LCD-1s. And I will be sharing more music in the near future. Right now I'm working on a couple of remixes that are pretty much finished, but I'm just waiting for some video content for them. I'm working on a 16-track album, which I'm waiting for album artwork, and I'm going to have more plans for that in the near future. I mean, basically everything's all said and done. I just want to make these videos for you guys and kind of just share with you what experience I've had so far when mixing on, multiple rooms that I've been in so far, and with having to use mobile platform with headphones, and just using these as a third or fourth reference. And my reference points along the way, like I said in the other video, and I'll say it again, I went through 13 or 14 different pairs. I think now these Sundars are going to be number 14. I'm sure there's probably a couple I'm missing, but I mean, I listened to the HD700s, HD6XXs from Sennheiser, these LCD-1s, Austrian Audio High X55s, which I'm going to be reviewing next. Those are my first hi-fi man pair that I have reviewed. I've listened to the Bear Dynamic line, 770, 880, 990. Haven't listened to the 1990s yet, or the 1770s, nor do I have interest for the 770s or the 1770s. Woo! Some tongue twisters in that. But I have listened to the T5P, and those are very detailed. I mean, those things are astoundingly detailed. However, they just did not seem right for me at the time when it came to the production. For I thought things were a little overhyped and the imaging was a little accentuated rather than completely accurate based on, I think the functionality is generally for hi-fi use. I would love to get my hands on a pair of 1990s, but I don't want to buy a pair brand new. And truthfully, none of these companies are sponsoring me. Someone. It's okay. I'm doing this all in good-natured fun, and I like sharing this information with you guys. Look at this little compactness. Sweet. And the High X55s are coming up next, dude. And you guys can find me everywhere, man. The Buckness Official SoundCloud, Facebook, Instagram. We on that TikTok and this flip-flop and this rick-rock and this doing the damn thing right here out of the San Jose from the McCully streets. Let's go on to the next video. I'll see you guys later. Peace.